Alrighty, so that wraps it up for part 2 of my positive grid bias amp power place amp sim. And the first video, if you guys caught that, I think it was like 2 videos ago. If you guys caught that, I just kind of jammed out here. The video was through my studio. It wasn't just like out here in the room. You were hearing the actual direct recording through the studio. But I wanted to come back and make a part 2 and share what it sounded like in a full mix. And of course on my blog, on jasonsmetal.com, on my blog, you know, I have a write-up for this, and I'll give you screenshots of everything and all that good stuff so you can get the details there. But I wanted to talk real quick about this tone. So I took one of my songs from my album Heavy Metal Workout. I think I took the song Mass Season. Starting to get winter time, so it's Mass Season. That means you can drink more beer. Anyway, so I took Mass Season from Heavy Metal Workout, and I just went back and re-recorded the tracks using this plugin because I wanted to hear it in a full mix, and I didn't feel like writing a brand new song just for this video. So anyway, I really like the tone a lot, and I can almost say this with 100% confidence. I think this is my favorite amp sim from Positive Grid. You know, I like the Mesa a lot. Now I have both, and I'm going to bring some confusion to the table. I have both Bias Amp and Bias FX. They're 2 separate plugins, which Positive Grid, please make one plugin. Oh my God, this is so frustrating. You guys need to make just one plugin. You'll still be a profitable company if you do that. But it's so frustrating because if you're using Bias Amp and you're doing all your deep editing here, but you want to use the effects from Positive Grid and Bias FX, well, you have to pull up Bias Amp, make those tweaks, and then pull up Bias FX so you can bring that amp into Bias FX to use it with the effects. Seriously, guys, you gotta kill that one and go with this one plugin. You can charge like more for the whole package, or make a lesser version. I don't know. Figure it out. One plugin. So enough of that rant. But anyway, I think this is probably my favorite amp, my favorite metal amp for. From Positive Grid's Bias FX, or Bias Amp rather. See, it's confusing. Anyway, but I do like the tones a lot. There's that, it's got more depth to it, if that makes sense. You know, it's just got more depth to the tone. And the notes are a bit more pronounced. It's distorted, you know, you've got good saturation, but it's a clean saturation, meaning I can distinguish the notes that I'm playing a lot better with this amp sim than I can with some of the other amp sims. So it's just got that clear yet saturated and distorted tone. So very much mimics what a real Ingo amp sounds like in the mix. So now let me just say this, and I've said this before on videos about plugins and virtual amps and yada yada. I'm not really going after an amp sim to sound exactly like the live amp, because you can take a live amp with the same settings and you can let 5 different people play that amp with the same settings, and you get 5 different tones. Because there's other factors involved, not just the amp. You know, a lot of the tone comes from the guitar player, the musician themselves, and the way they play, and the way they approach, the way they attack, and so forth. A lot of your tone comes from that, and it took me a long time to learn that, but a sound man that I work very close with was talking to me about that one day, and we did a little test. I'm like, man, you're right. You know, same amp, same settings, but you're getting different tones from different guitar players. Obviously, the guitar makes a difference. So I'm not looking for the amp sim to sound exactly like the amp. Oh my God, I've got to dial it in exactly. I'm not looking for that. I'm just looking for a good tone. And we've come so far with that. Pretty much every company out there that does amp sims, you might like one over the other, but they've all come a long ways with that. So anyway, that being said, I'm just looking for a good tone. Very happy with the power place tone. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time. Keep it metal. Oh, and one more thing, I almost forgot about this. My first single and my first Christmas metal song is going to be released on November 11th, this coming Friday, 11/11/2016. Now, obviously, if you're watching this video after that date, it's already available. If it's before that date, be sure to mark your calendar for that. And should be available on iTunes, Amazon, CD Baby, Spotify, and pretty much every source. So Christmas presents, 11/11/2016. Thank you guys. See you next time.